Good afternoon, everyone. I'm joined by Public Health Officer Dr. Bonnie Henry, and we are, of course, on the traditional territory of the Songhees and Esquimalt First Nations. We want to announce today some changes in how British Columbia is approaching the next phase of our four-phase plan to restart the economy. While the dangers and risks of COVID-19 have not passed, British Columbians are more confident and we're acting in a way that will allow us to take that next step. We've been careful in this restart plan, focusing on protecting people while we make progress going forward. We've seen our friends and neighbors going out to restaurants, they're enjoying parks, and many kids have gone back to school to have fun with their friends in classrooms and to learn and see their teachers for the last time in this school year. I take an example of the changes we've seen over the past number of weeks. TransLink weekly ridership last week was more than double what it was at the COVID low point of April 5th. And ridership on BC ferries is increasing as well. We're interacting with more people, and by following the advice of public health officers and officials, we've been able to keep our transmission rates flat. And that's thanks to the hard work of British Columbians, and I believe that the announcement of the next step of our provincial restart plan is appropriate. Under the guidance of the public health officer, we are now able to move slowly into phase 3 of our four-phase plan. This means more businesses listed under phase 3 of our restart plan will have the guidance of public health and WorkSafe to open safely. It's the work of the Public Health Office and WorkSafe BC that has allowed us to develop the guidelines we'll all need to have a safe reopening of things like hotels, resorts, parks, the film industry, and some entertainment venues like movie theaters. Many businesses in these sectors have already started opening with COVID-19 safety plans in place. Phase 3 will also allow more opportunities for us to travel safely and respectfully within the province. We believe that if we're careful about how we approach communities that we've not been to in a while, and we visit respecting the views and values of the people in those communities, phase 3 achievements will be as positive as those at phase 2. And as we get to the point where we can all share the beauty of British Columbia traveling around, we need to remember that although we're going to have a summer that's better than we would have thought perhaps a few months ago, this is not a return to normal. We need to make sure that we maintain the practices in our own community as we travel to other communities. That means we have to continue with the foundational elements that Dr. Henry's put forward and that we have all followed so carefully. Physical distancing, and when not possible, be sure to wear a mask. Always have your hands as clean as they can be, and of course, stay home if you're sick. This is especially true as we travel around the province, and we ask that you have a plan before you leave. That means making sure that the community that you're going to is prepared to receive you. There are communities around British Columbia that are still quite concerned about travelers coming to visit. I think of the Haida in Haida Gwaii. I think of the Helsuk in Bella Bella and the Nuhawk in Bella Coola, as well as here on Vancouver Island, the Nachalna Tribal Council, who have asked government to give them more information about how we plan to proceed. That information will be delivered by the Minister of Indigenous Relations, as well as the Minister of Public Safety and the Minister of Health, as we are as transparent as we possibly can be with those communities that are still reluctant to see people from away. So as you interact with other people, you need to keep track of that. One of the elements that Dr. Henry may talk about and has been talking about is the importance of contact tracing. So as you're interacting with more people and your bubble is expanding and you're going to communities that you haven't been to in a while, be mindful of who you're around, be mindful of what you do. Our government has reached out to Indigenous and municipal communities to let them know that the restart of phase 3 is upon us, and I think this can be an exciting summer for all of us, but be mindful that this is not regular programming. This is an extraordinary summer that will require a continued effort by all British Columbians to respect your neighbors, respect the communities you're going to, and always be kind, be calm, and be safe. Cabinet met again today, and as we did 2 weeks ago, we reaffirmed the extension of the state of emergency until July 7th. As we enter into phase 3, we need to do so cautiously, and the state of emergency allows us to continue providing supports for people and businesses. On Monday, we tabled in the legislature the COVID-19 Related Measures Act, This act will allow us to ensure that the activities that we've undertaken under the emergency order are codified in legislation, and that bill is being debated this week. And so to all British Columbians, as we start phase 3, congratulations. I'm so proud of what we've been able to do as a community to lead Canada, quite frankly. And as we look to the United States over the past number of weeks, we've seen spikes in cases just to the south of us in Washington State, as well as Idaho, Oregon, Nevada, Arizona, and California. These are traditionally the people who would come to British Columbia in the summer to enjoy our tourism attractions, and that's why it's so critically important that we continue to work with the federal government to keep our international border closed so that we can protect British Columbians and not give up the ground that we've been able to accomplish over the past number of months. And with that, I'll invite Dr. Henry to say a few words, and then we'll open up for some questions.
Thank you, and good afternoon. As the Premier has said, we have all worked very hard to find our balance during this pandemic, our pandemic here in British Columbia. We have flattened our curve and safely increased our social interactions, whether that's seeing friends, going back to work, or back to in-class learning that we have seen in the past couple of weeks. We've done this by continuing to follow our core foundational rules that I have spoken about many times. These rules are our guideposts. They're the foundations of how we can continue to safely move forward. Until we have an effective treatment or a vaccine, COVID-19 will be with us in our communities, thankfully right now at a very low level, and we want to keep it that way. We have seen all around us what can happen if we're not careful. What this means is that we have to keep doing what we have been doing and not do any more. Even as we see more people and start to travel in British Columbia, we must still keep our circles small and take the precautions to keep ourselves and those around us safe. If we go too far, we risk a rebound and we risk losing ground that we have worked so hard to get. None of us want that. So respectful travel, our travel manners as we go into this unique summer, means maintaining those safe social interactions, planning ahead, and being prepared. This will be a unique year and a unique summer for all of us. In this COVID time, we have shown each other in the phase 2 that we have been through that we can be safe and we can enjoy so many things. As we gradually transition into phase 3, I ask everyone to please stay vigilant and do your part to keep our communities, our elders, and our loved ones safe. And no matter where you may be this summer in British Columbia, be kind, be calm, and be safe. Thank you.